Township Design Review Board, January 13th, 2010. We have 5 items on the agenda, Matt. Readers Forum is not coming. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. Just a couple of things we would ask. Maybe turn off your cell phones, which I will do. And when you speak into either the microphone on the lectern or the microphone on the table. And if you do have drawings that you want to lay out on the table here, there's a camera above because the hearings are televised and people can see what you're talking about. Okay, so the first item is a continuation from actually 2 months ago, DRB-09-44 Radnor Chester Associates at 100 Matson 4 Road for a wall sign and 2 freestanding ground signs. Mr. Zaccardi.
Tony Zaccardi for Brandywine Realty Trust here. As we discussed at the last meeting, with the possibility of potentially moving the VWR identification sign to the top of the building, I hope maybe you had the chance after that meeting to, we had moved the temporary sign up to there, whether you got to view that or not. In addition to that, after that sign went up, I think it works well on the bottom of the building, but I didn't, if it does move to the top, I think it needed to be simplified. So we submitted to Matt a simplified version of the VWR sign for the top of the building. I also, I don't think it was in your packet because I just gave them to Matt today, but I had the compass sign below the piece up of the building so you got to see the sign a little bit clearer. With those 2 renderings of the pictures of the building, it's very small, obviously, from the street side. I mean, that's actually taken from the street, so you can see the dimensions on it somewhat. The issue here really is that it's basically the same sign in size and signs that we had below. It's a 1'4" letter, which was exactly what we were using before, and there are logo type pieces on there as well. What's different here is that, and Tony, I think you might recognize this, that band, which is only 2'4" at the bottom of the building, we have the substrate of the or the parapet behind it, so that letter, and not the letter necessarily, but the overflow of the logo has substrate behind it now visually, whereas before it was kind of just hanging against the glass and vision. So from this standpoint, it would work because of the two substrates of the panel and then the parapet a couple feet behind it. So I think the blow up helps to define that for you more so than what you could see on the rendering with the photograph of the building.
Now,
what are we approving?
well,
It's kind of a recommendation.
yeah, I guess you're asking for an approval of the sign above what the sign code allows.
Right, it would be a recommendation to the zoning board.
Right.
And then we'd have to make application to the zoning board.
Okay. Now, between the earlier times that you submitted, was I misunderstanding it, or was this always pin-mounted right on the concrete spandrel? Or
No,
was
the
there was a
lower
box
sign-
at one
The
time?
lower
Right.
sign has a box associated with
Okay.
it because of,
Yeah, Michael, just
I
so
like
you
this
know,
so much better.
he's proposing
Yeah, I
to
think
put it
it's-
up here. We can't approve it
background.
without the box. I mean, that was part of our problem even with the original sign down low was the box we didn't think integrated with the concrete spandrels. I was prepared to come here tonight and not recommend it because I thought the box was going to be up there and it was going to be high.
no.
And I'll let everybody else speak for themselves. I looked at this, and though we can't approve it, I think it looks nice. I really do. And I think, personally, I would support the higher location without the box, just mounted on the spandrel.
I agree.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Super.
So, how do, and let me ask this, did we approve the
You did,
ground
but
signs?
I think we need to retract on that resolution that you passed because you approved this mounted sign. You didn't approve the other 2 that were in the application.
We didn't? Okay.
I don't believe you covered that in that
Okay.
resolution.
We didn't approve the monument?
These are the,
The 2 monument
Yeah,
signs.
we didn't approve those? Oh.
No,
So can we
no,
make a
I
motion to
don't,
approve?
Matt, I don't think
We
the
should have done that.
resolution
Did we
read
let
that
the
way,
monument sign?
if I recall correctly, what they,
yeah, we did.
You were, the DRB approved either to the left or to the right of the building.
No, but what
For
about
the
the
big
mall?
sign, the monument
Oh,
sign.
the monument sign, no, we didn't get into that discussion because that was
Because we were
sort
gonna-
of,
we knew we were-
we kind of left it as all one package, okay?
So do they need to include that?
Yeah, we'll include that as part, as in the motion tonight.
Okay.
But that can just be approved without having to go to zoning. We just have to make a
That's
recommendation
correct.
on this.
Yeah, that meets
So it's kind
code,
of two separate issues, right?
Okay,
yes.
all right, we'll make a motion. We know what we're doing.
All right, is everybody, and personally, I'm fine with this. Is everybody else
Yes,
fine with this?
I am.
Well, they're existing signs, Michael, just so you know for the record.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah,
adding
but
in
you're
the-
just adding
the
the,
plaque.
We're just changing the
BWR. And the logo.
typefaces that are on there, right?
Okay,
Okay, well, I'll make a motion that DRB 094409 still, boy, that sounds good, doesn't it? At 100 Matson Ford Road be, have the following actions applied to it. That the application for the building-mounted sign to be located at the top of the building structure with no backer be denied by the board due to the fact that we are unable to approve it because it is not within the scope of the existing ordinance. However, that the board recommend to the Radnor Board of Adjustment that we feel that this is a good solution worthy of positive consideration by the Board of Adjustment. The second part of the motion is that the ground sign be approved as submitted.
okay. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, thanks, Tim.
By the way, John Ballback is here. John is the chairman and CEO of VWR. He's also a Radnor resident.
Oh, and he's a hockey dad.
So, right here.
That's right.
Nice.
Remember your daughter.
Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
great.
Just on general principle, you gotta come back next month anyway.
For what?
We'd like to see you.
I'm gonna put a canopy up with lighting behind it and letters. How's that?
There you
We're
go.
gonna miss you, Tom.
Okay, all right, great, thanks. Okay, so we're skipping over Readers Forum, they couldn't be here tonight, so we'll continue that to next month, which brings us to DRB-10-01, Lululemon Athletica at 220 West Lancaster Avenue. Good evening. This is application for a wall sign, a ground sign, and 2 awnings.
Hello, Mr. Kelly.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Should I lay these out individually, or as we go through them?
Well, if you can get the camera to see them all, lay them all out. If not, just lay the
Rather have them
first
the
one
other way?
out, and then we'll go through them.
That's good. That's
Okay.
right side up for me.
Put out the ones you think will be approved.
Okay, the first one is the site plan.
Okay.
And this is for Town Center Wayne.
Right.
And this is for the individual single-story building that was a former gas station that's been renovated. The building's been leased to Lululemon Athletica,
Yep.
which is seller of, retail seller of sportswear, men's and women's, but I think it's predominantly geared to women. And they're planning on opening here in March. They're, got their construction permit and doing their finishing inside. Sorry. Okay. The signage that we're in here to present to you is, I'll go out of order a little bit, on page 3. That was a monument sign that we had, and originally our intention was to use silver lettering, silver background with black lettering, and their colors, their branding is a red, and it's either red and silver or red and white, so they wanted to have this switch to a red with their logo and their name. The size and of the display area is still within the code and so forth. The second one
But can we,
is,
hold on that just for a second. That's 220 West. That's their own monument sign
yes,
in front, straight out from the old gas station?
right. There's a monument sign at 200 West that's on the other side, the east side of the
Right.
building. That's a double-face sign that's a mixed directory for the first and second floor tenants.
Right. So how many will that ultimately have?
This is
That
only
has
one tenant, right?
12 plaques on it.
Well, it has White Dog, it has
Yeah.
Schwab.
White Dog, we're going to be in here probably next
I'm
month
talking about next door.
Yeah.
for the second floor, because we have a tenant that we have PNC Wealth Management leased half the second floor.
Okay.
So they have a signage request coming in there. But that has That will actually be pretty full with the uniform signs. There's spots for 12, I think we have potential 10 or 11 there.
And who have we approved on that so far? Anybody?
We approved them, we approved them all as long as they met the
Generically,
size
yeah.
criteria,
All right.
exactly.
Well, here's why I'm saying this. Going way back years ago, we always tried to make multi-tenant monument signs absolutely the same color.
Mhm.
The backgrounds, like the Gennardi's, St. David's Square, whatever that is. And then a few times we kind of slipped up and a little bit out of our hands, the Villanova, where Staples and
Yeah, where that new.
FedEx Kinko's is, et cetera, but those were extenuating circumstances due to something else related to a lawsuit. I don't know what everybody else feels, but I don't mind this personally, a standalone single monument, even though it's part of your complex and it's working with some existing standards and so forth, having the red. But I can tell you personally, I absolutely do not want to see your other monument have multicolor inserts.
Oh, no, I agree with you. We haven't permitted that. It's all
All
black
black,
sign.
all white on black.
With the polished, brushed aluminum with.
But is there a chance that some other tenant's going to come up and ask you to do what Lulu Athletic?
There's a chance, but we've turned them down. We've had people who have their own trademark or branding that they've wanted to put in that might be a variance for the color.
Right.
We've stayed with the black and silver
Okay.
and the white. No, we haven't
Okay.
entertained that at all.
Oh, good.
Well, I don't know what others think, then I'm okay with this then, personally.
So this is the only tenant that would ever go on this sign?
Right, it's a separate address. That's 220. And,
And the 220's in silver?
the 220, yes.
And the Athletica letters are white or silver?
They are white. They're white.
Is this internally illuminated? I forget.
No.
No.
No, it's coming up. It is here with the, isn't it for the compass rose and the letters?
Yes. It was
Yeah.
proposed to just have the logo on the top
Yeah. It's
to
like-
illuminate. The sign itself will be washed from the ground, just like the
Oh,
other
okay.
monument.
All right.
It's a subtle thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it since it's a standalone building with it's a single tenant.
I like it, too.
I think it looks
I think
great.
You okay?
Yeah.
Very classy.
Okay.
They have about 110 stores. They're a pretty good retailer. They're out of
I
Los
get-
Angeles and
The
Vancouver.
one question I would ask you is, did they consider silver, or did you consider going white with the whole thing? Is the silver and the white gonna start to fight itself?
Where are you looking at the?
You're just talking about the
The
lettering
actual red
itself.
sign itself.
Which part did you consider, were you wondering if they considered silver for?
Well,
No,
it
I
seemed,
think
the
it's
nicest
silver.
thing, I think, would be if it was if all the lettering was silver, because the other sign is silver, and it would kind of tie it back a little bit. But I'm just wondering, on the one sign, the combination of silver and white.
Well, the silver on the 220 West and the logo is kind of subtle. This has a piece of glass over it too, so that the light comes up and it hits that, and the die-cut letters behind there that come up. It's a pretty low-key sign. The red looks pretty bold, but that's about the extent of our boldness.
It's good for them. It draws attention to the,
Yeah.
Okay.
On the entrance, we have the round, let me put it down, the round logo that's over the front door. It's a round plaque that is a white aluminum face with the red trademark on it. It's got a black edging. The brick behind it is a red-orange, so you didn't want to go with a red background and a white logo there as an example, because it would lose its identity. And it has a gooseneck lamp coming over it that's sort of retro with the look of the former gas station, kind of complements the anthropology, that sort of thing. And that would be at the front entrance. The
What color's the lamp?
black. The now we'll come to the awnings, which are more interesting to describe. The awnings come over the two sets of windows on the front, and I believe they meet the projection and the angle coming off the building that the township has. They're in black. Now, I will tell you, at the main building, we had approval from the board to do awnings at the tenant entries that did not have signs. So you'd have a sign, and then on each side there could be an awning. What was approved for those awnings was the logo, and we weren't putting printing on it. You know, we wouldn't have telephone numbers or a tenant's name or their product line. And that was going on the walkway, that L-shaped walkway that we put in out front. This is a freestanding building, and when they put the awning up, they would like to put on the phrasing that's there. They have one that says, "Do one thing a day that scares you," and then they have another one. And I think that's kind of their verve, their life, and that's what they had requested. We told them that what was approved was the compass rose for the project. So that's at variance with what your prior approvals were. And
Remind us, the awnings on the building next door, are they the same awning, or they don't have a drop to them?
what do you mean by, I'm sorry?
Well, this is angle. Most awnings have the angle and then a drop, a valance.
Like a flap.
That's vertical.
Yeah, they were. These, and they didn't have returns. They were open on the sides.
This is what's on the other
yeah,
building. Where's the compass rose on the other building? On
Well,
the
no,
same
we,
slope?
we had the approval, and we haven't made,
Otherwise, we couldn't have approved the Compass Rose.
Well, you haven't made them yet, is what you're saying. Yeah.
no,
So
we
they're
haven't
gonna
installed
have-
them yet. That was an option,
remember.
and we have to go all
Matt,
or
do you
none. So
remember?
we're doing that, and we've resisted any tenants that have wanted to put on something.
Did the approval for the awnings on the main building, did those awnings have a drop? They must have, right?
Like a face, like 6
Yeah.
inches
Yeah.
or so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like
that's where
that.
that's
Yeah,
where
there's
the
a
logo
vertical
is gonna
face.
go.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
because
right.
our code is, writing goes on the drop, not on the roof, if
Yeah.
you will.
Right.
Okay, here, these didn't have a drop, they just had the angulation coming down.
Right.
I think this one's sideways with the code.
You know, I like it, but I don't think we can approve it.
Right.
It's a very,
Well,
and
It
including,
would set a very,
we'd be in big trouble then. We'd have everybody putting their information
Be-
on that.
Because of the writing
angle.
on the
it's prohibited, in the
can.
code, it's prohibited.
Okay,
Yeah, we just
so-
can't approve it.
Here,
But you
That's
could put it
okay.
on your
You
windows.
can put it on the windows, yeah.
what do you mean
You
by?
could do it in a decal
You
on the
could do
windows like
vinyl
that,
windows on the-
which would be pretty cool.
Okay. So, let me come back and say, because I've got to go back to the West
Sure.
Coast on this.
Yeah.
If they wanted to do awnings, they'd have to resubmit them, and they'd have to show a drop on the front with the language on that. But because the drop would be relatively small in scale, 6 inches, et cetera, whatever we had done before, you wouldn't get the variation of the
Well,
printing,
Right.
and you'd
We'll
lose
have to
the,
keep going then, because
Plus, we can't
what's
put that,
allowed to be put on the drop is also limited.
but they wouldn't get that kind of,
No, they
Yeah.
wouldn't get
That
that.
roller
not only would
coaster
they not
look.
get that, they wouldn't get these things.
they
'cause
wouldn't
Yeah.
get this
The
approved.
code
Yeah.
only allows the name of the business, phone number, and
Address.
address. 8-inch
you wouldn't
maximum letters.
approve the
Now-
peace, love, dove, and Hare Krishna.
No, we
okay?
couldn't.
I like it.
So we could do, you could do a couple of things. You could go back to them and say, the design review board flatly denied it. They've already approved something else next door. You can do that, and you can put these on the windows in however crazy lettering you want to do, as long as it doesn't exceed 20% of the glass area.
Okay,
We could deny it, and you could go to the zoning hearing board and ask them to approve it this way.
I don't think we want to do that.
Okay.
I'll
Smart guy.
I'll lightly recommend that as an option, but I think that's always an option when you don't get what you want, I guess.
Yeah.
What I think would be the better choice, and I think more in sync with where I think I see the board, is to go back and tell them that they could get the oscillation, the lettering on the window, and if they wanted to do the awning, it would somewhat defeat that because it would cover the window. So if they wanted to go with the awning, it would have to be a different type.
Well, it looks, from the elevation, it looks like there's plenty of glass below the awning.
You could do it below, but could they then put a plain awning up without a drop, or would you still want a drop?
This awning's
Yeah.
fine.
The awning's
awning's
fine,
fine.
but the wording is not.
If you want wording, you have to have a drop.
Okay,
I
so
think
the-
that's a neat kind of.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's-
so
I
the
do too.
awning works plain,
Okay,
okay, and then just put the lettering on the window, and then we're fine.
okay.
I think
And
that's.
if they don't want to put it like right on the glass, the
Yeah.
other thing they could do is hang aside a sign inside the window
Okay,
and kind of float it behind.
Yeah.
Like the Gap does
Like if
that,
you look at
for
the
example.
Gap, they have those big kind
It
of
doesn't take
posters
up
Okay.
inside their window. They're about this
Yeah.
far inside.
Just as limited to 20% of the total glass, of the glass area.
How about the logo? I didn't hear any,
I
You
don't
mean
have
the
a,
red, the rib in the middle?
Over the
Yeah.
door.
Over the door.
I don't
I
have a
like it.
problem. I mean, it meets the square footage requirements.
Yeah, I think we're below
It's
on
not
that
taller
one.
than-
I'm sure you're below.
No, it's
Yeah.
good.
It's white with red, and it'll be good. All right, so then I think you won't see me again on, or Rob on this one. I think they'll be able to exist with that. If not, we'll revisit.
We actually warned them ahead of time about the wording,
Yeah.
Okay.
so.
We actually had, so they had some banners suggested that were going to go in the brick that were sombrella fabric, et cetera, that we, that I told them I didn't think would be as good. So we diffused that. So I think
Okay.
where we are is pretty good. Okay?
All right, so we want to make a motion then?
Go ahead, Mike.
It's your turn, Mike.
I'm the motion guy. I'll make a motion that DRB 10-01 for Lululemon Athletica at 220 West Lancaster Avenue be approved as submitted with the single exception that the letters that are shown on the canopies, awnings, are not approved. You can use up to 20% of the glass area either as an applied or a stand behind sign.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
All
much.
right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
So,
Happy New Year, by the way.
All right,
Oh.
take care. Same to you. Okay, that brings us to DRB-10-02, which is Sprint, 226 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for a wall sign. I'm trying to remember where this is.
One of us broke the package.
What?
One of us broke the package.
Good evening.
I set mine aside back.
Good evening.
If you just introduce yourself and tell us what you're planning on doing, and I'm not sure we're 100% sure
Yeah.
that we're aware of this, which building this is.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Jerry Canavan. I'm with Service Select Signs. We will be doing the sign work.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Which,
0.9 miles down Lancaster Avenue on the left. There's an AT&T store.
It's right next to Starbucks.
Yeah.
oh,
Correct.
Sorry, I got you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And,
Next to the detail
I-
place. Okay.
Be honest, I took a quick run before coming here, and I'm not that familiar with the stretch
No, that's fine.
myself, so.
Okay.
We submitted a drawing. I'm assuming everybody has
Right.
the drawing. And what they were asking, what we're gonna do is get a permanent wall sign on the Sprint store. That's in conformance with the code allowance. Code allows,
50 square feet.
it winds up coming down to about 22 square foot. First 15 square feet, you allow 2 square foot, and then 1 additional square foot for every
Each foot
addition
front.
beyond that. I measured it out to be 35, so that gives us the original 2 square foot plus 1 square for each of the leftover 20 square foot and 22 square foot total. The sign that we're proposing on the drawing comes to 16.76 square foot.
Okay.
We were, if you box off the measurements as shown.
Mhm.
We were told that if it's individual letters, you can you can box off each individual letter, and if you figure it that way, we're down to about 13 square foot, 13.56.
Well, I'm not sure that's right, but either way, you're fine. Okay.
Okay. If you
Let
took
it-
the
this is
the total overall and measured them, you come to just slightly over the 22 square foot allowance that I figured.
Is that including the logo?
Including
just-
the logo,
okay.
yeah. So if you took the 2'7" times 9'2", the overall, then you're up to 22.9 is what it actually came to.
Okay.
And they're, obviously looking to identify their store and do business, and they're kind of fighting for viability there with AT&T, about 100, maybe 200 feet tops away, and they got awnings and ID over each window, and they're, even with this sign,
Is there a sign there now?
no.
Do we know what was there before? I can't remember.
That's a good question.
Okay.
That was the former Gartmeyer Automotive.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
They're still there, actually.
Are they still there? Well,
Yeah,
there was-
Gartmeyer's in to the left, and, yeah, they may have, I don't know the history of the store or the building, quite honestly.
Yeah, I think there was a sign, as Gartmeyer's was taken down or either moved.
Yeah, and Gartmeyer's is still there over there, entrance to the service bay.
Correct.
To be
Okay.
honest, I quick took a run past, I wasn't sure if they were open for business or not. I just quick took a couple of measurements, but, I know what's up there, and it's not, there's no permanent signs there other than Gartmeyer.
Is your storefront both of these windows?
Yes, yeah, from, on the right side to the right side of the building, and it extends to about halfway between that, can I show you one?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Again, I went out just real quick, because I didn't have an overall measurement, but it came, their wall is right, it's just slightly closer than
Inboard in there,
halfway.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the demise in line is halfway.
That's
and,
close enough
They
for government.
built out.
Okay.
And
So
this
you
is-
go from here to here?
Yes.
Or all the way to the end?
Yes.
All the way,
All the way to the end, yeah.
And this is AT&T right here?
No,
No, they're down
AT&T's
next- they're
down.
down here.
Yeah,
Different building.
yeah, I think that this building, and then they're the next one.
That's the
on-
car
And then
place.
what's this story with this number floating up here?
That's big, huh?
That's the story.
Somebody must have approved that,
Well, it could,
or they just have had it there
Is
a
it,
long
it's just
time.
on a board? I mean, what is it?
it's just the address, but we never approved it. I mean, at least not in the last
Well,
6
do you
years.
have a handle on what, is that just is it painted board, or do we have any idea at all
I
what that?
don't know, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna assume it's painted, pretty safe to assume, only because I know if we do something like that for a property owner, they're generally not gonna illuminate it unless there's some real advantage to illuminating it.
Is the entire property 226? Do
In
you
fact,
know?
no, I would have seen it if it was illuminated. I'm sorry, I'm assuming it is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was down there just before.
That must be, have been there a long time.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
It looks like it's probably just some kind of a board.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's a shame that there's a big.
Well, I'm wondering if we can get that removed, because it's really fighting these signs, and then your sign could move over and be centered on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Do we have that kind of,
Request
jurisdiction?
Well, we can make Sprint do it. We could make part of the motion that the owner of the building do it.
Mr. Owner, take down that sign.
I didn't know we could do that.
Pardon?
I like the idea, but I just didn't know we could.
No, we
do
can,
that.
we can. We can approve his sign, assuming we are going to approve it, contingent upon the owner taking that down and doing something maybe smaller, maybe lower, a
Well,
little
cleaning
more.
up this stains and all this other stuff.
Right.
I think Sprint would look more important.
And then that gives Sprint leverage to go to the owner and say, hey, in order to get my sign, the township wants to see these things done, and that's how you get things done.
Yeah.
And it's not Sprint's responsibility, but it,
And it would look better for us,
Right.
so I'm not gonna complain.
Okay,
The
well,
only
let's
thing
do
I know
that.
it took them a while to get approval for whatever reason, just looking quick through the notes, some reason, and it could have been something that had nothing to do with signs.
Took
Okay.
a while to get approval just to have that site?
Yeah,
That's
they
it?
were after it for a while, it looked like, just going through the, our file notes.
You mean Sprint?
coming down here. Yeah, yeah, but again, if that's, I kinda like the idea of them having a more prominent space over their store, centered on their storefront.
Something that's really unpleasant looking at that from the road, those mullions bleed down and they leave these vertical stain marks on the paint. And they should really paint those out as part of this.
yeah, yeah, we'll make that part of it.
Yeah, it doesn't do a lot for Sprint or the other tenants.
Yeah.
Well, is that an ethos facade, or what is that?
It probably predates you. Maybe stuck on.
This-
Oh.
Looks like
I think it's still painted.
which area is
Doesn't
Tony
Evis
talking
make paint
about?
to match their
Yeah, they make
color?
paint.
Which area is Tony talking, I know where the number is that's bled down, but where, yeah, right there? Is it elsewhere?
Well, yeah, you can see on this,
Oh,
it's
okay,
all over
there.
the place.
You can power wash it off where you can paint.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, we'll make that let's make that a requirement.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But
And again, it's the landlord's.
Unfortunately,
It
probably.
really is nasty looking.
Now, what about the height of the letters? You all?
Well, those are huge.
Yeah.
2 foot, 1 foot 10 for the letters, you got 2 foot 7 for the logo.
I think it's a bit large,
I don't think we've approved anything that large.
that close to the
Anywhere,
road.
yeah.
Are we talking about the sprint signs?
Yeah.
Yes.
If it's centered, it's,
I
It's
personally like
pretty
to see
big.
it more like 18 inches, 16 inches, 18,
what is it now?
20, 22,
1 foot 10.
22.
22 for the top one.
And there's nothing in
Plus the
downtown
peak.
Wayne that's that close to Lancaster that's, I mean, you know, the Great Harvest Block, everything's 14
How
maximum.
about 18 inches centered?
What did we did on Brain Enhance? Remember that one, the Brain Enhancement Center?
Well, that's a lot farther from the road.
That's
than
farther
this.
back, yeah, but I don't think we gave them, I thought we did
I think we did 18.
18 for them, and they're pretty far set back.
No, we did 14.
We
Yeah.
did 14, and they started at 18 and we knocked them to 14.
Yeah, we got it, we would have to make that small.
Yeah.
The only thing, you know, the direct competitor, again, is that,
18
I
feet.
mean, they got an enormous storefront with three.
Yeah, we
18
understand, but,
and three
I mean,
logos.
the
I
point
mean,
is,
you
they're
can
not-
though,
do
this is
more, you
not.
can have your window, you can have, signage in your windows, but,
And Sprint's not, I mean, this isn't Las Vegas Strip. You're not driving down Lancaster Avenue and saying, oh, there's Sprint, let me turn in.
Right.
You're making an appointment to go buy a phone or get your phone fixed.
Yeah.
And the problem is, if we allow them to do it, then the bakery down the street's gonna come in and say, we want them, and we've always limited in downtown Wayne, 14-inch max. We used to even be 12 on
Okay, well, I was
some.
gonna say, if we're within code otherwise, how come you would restrict, why would you restrict the size? I didn't see anything in your code, you know, about letter height.
It's called an aesthetic judgment.
Okay,
Yeah, which is part of our purview,
right, that's why you're here.
yeah.
The other way-
And I know you may go back to them and they're gonna complain, but you're gonna have to tell them that, you know, again, if they wanna appeal it to the zoning hearing board, they can do that.
After an approval on a building, how large are these letters? And they're up at the 3rd floor.
They were 12, weren't they? Well,
no, they're not 12.
I'm sorry,
They're
16.
16, I
They're
think.
16-inch letters.
They're
Three
not,
stories.
4 stories and they're about 200 feet from the road.
So,
It's just something we've always done.
But we've been consistent, so you can tell your client that. We're not asking you to do something that we haven't asked others, and I think we're giving you more height than, right in the very middle of Wayne, right?
is that the S is 18?
No,
The
22,
I
the S is 22.
So what are you gonna ask for, the S to come down to?
I personally would say, let's see,
Oh, yeah, there.
well, you're right, we may bring 14.
Yeah.
I mean, we have also, Brain was a little different. Well, maybe they weren't. Sometimes we use quote-unquote squint rule where you.
Well, I think, you know, the S, if the S was 18, then the line of the other letters is more like 14.
Yeah.
And the logo's bigger and.
And we've done that
logos are-
sometimes, like on Wachovia, or somebody who has an upper and lower case. So
Be interesting.
I personally would be okay with that, understanding that obviously they're going to want the biggest they can get.
I think we're ready.
Okay, somebody, go ahead, not me.
Well, are we going to recommend, I mean, just as a notion before we make the motion?
Yeah, we're going to say that as
removal
part of the
number,
approval.
Centering the Sprint over the 2 windows.
Yep.
And what about alignment? How do we do that? Because the P
Oh, with
is dropping
Gartmeyer?
down. Yeah. The P is dropping down.
I think it's hard to align, well,
It is.
maybe line the bottom of the P with the bottom of the Gartmeyer sign,
That probably.
I mean, that
is the
doesn't
way
look
to do it.
bad.
Yeah, that probably is the way. to
because
do it.
that sign's bigger anyway.
And it has a shape, thankfully, so it's not just a rectangular sign.
Yeah, so we make the P here. Do you understand what we're saying? We're going to recommend that you align the bottom of your P with the bottom of the Gartmeyer sign. And that's about where you've got it shown anyway, but just so that the two are kind of connected visually.
Yes.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, no, I get it.
I think it's pretty much where you have it, but
With that sign, with the 226 taken down, it'll fit up there.
Now-
There's plenty of space for it.
Board
On the
members,
height.
another question for you. The number 226, we could ask that the 226 be put in like that as
just pin-mounted letters.
pin-mounted letters, or even, even if it was on a similar kind of a board. I mean, they could come in with,
Tuck it into that space where it is, but up,
well, kind of in this space right,
Yep.
right there.
that's what I was thinking.
Right. And those letters we'd want those letters to be, what, no more than 6 inches tall?
They don't need to be, yeah.
6 inches.
I think I'm ready, if you guys are good.
Good.
Which letters for 6 inches?
All right, I'll make the
Oh.
motion. I'll make a motion that DRB 10-02 for Sprint at 226 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne be approved with the following stipulations. Stipulation 1 is that the current board sign with the number 226 be removed from the facade of the building, and that the building address be replaced with pin-mounted letters that sit directly in line with and above, just above the bottom of the windowsills under the architectural ornament, more or less in the same position as the current sign, and that those pin-mounted letters be no more than 6 inches tall. That the facade of the building be cleaned of the streaking stains of rust and other dirt that seem to be marring it at the moment. And that the Sprint sign be reduced in size so that proportionally it's similar to what was presented, although the tallest letter S be no more than 18 inches tall, and that the bottom of the P be mounted to align with the bottom of the adjoining sign for the garage.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. So I think what you're gonna have to do is to get, I mean, your sign's approved as we did it,
Yeah.
and Sprint or somebody's gonna have to talk to the landlord
Mhm.
and say, the board requires you all to do this, or otherwise we can't put our sign up the way it's approved.
Yeah.
I
And
did
how
mention
will
that
we
it
get
would be
the,
similar.
what was approved?
I'm sorry?
How, we'll get a copy of what was just approved through the.
Yes, I will send you a letter.
Matt, could you please,
Good.
Michael, did you mention
did I mention
centering?
centering it over the,
Yeah.
over the two windows? If not,
Yes.
please
Well,
amend.
I'll put that in the motion as well.
Can
Okay.
that be seconded too?
Second.
Yeah,
Second,
okay.
all in favor of, okay. Aye. Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Just one other question. What was this, the 6 inches that,
The address letters.
Oh, okay.
Do you-
So you're not
If you
responsible for
wanna
this?
just look, here's what we're
yeah,
gonna do.
just so I can.
Make sure that you convey it properly. We thought, take this out, and then, and pin them here,
Gotcha.
and, no lower than that. So there's kind of a rectangle in
Got
there,
it.
just, put them in there.
Maybe
Good.
maybe they'll give you some more
Can we leave
business.
that or take it, whichever,
You
if
can
you want it.
I'm sorry.
have it?
We don't-
Okay,
we
great.
You want this?
Was
No,
that
that's
mine?
fine. No, no,
Yeah, I
that's
was gonna
fine.
say. Okay, great.
All right,
very
thank you,
much.
thanks.
Double signature.
Okay,
Could I ask one other question?
Yep.
I got the 18-inch for the ask. Does that, the logo portion can stay the same, or does that need to be reduced proportionally? They would probably reduce it proportionally.
I would probably recommend that, but, I mean, you're the sign designer,
Okay.
I'd give you some leeway personally.
Okay, beautiful. Thanks again.
Okay,
Layers
thank
of
you.
it.
All right, thanks. Okay, that brings us to DRB-10-03, Mixed Bar and Restaurant at 789 East Lancaster Avenue in Villanova. It's an application for a wall sign.
Wow. Where is this?
Wait, I have the one we got tonight?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Marjorie Wentz. I'm with Elmark Graphics. We're the sign company that's providing the sign.
Okay.
This is where
The
Maya,
Villanova shop, where Maya was.
Oh,
Not all of Maya, but the old market.
right, the cafe, the
it's in
old,
the back?
no, this is in the
Still in
front.
And just, are they only
Front on the
taking the
left side.
cafe
Well,
part,
it's in the
go
back
downstairs?
building.
They took Azi, they actually own Azi on Main, which took the other,
Right.
the upstairs
So
portion.
Azi is still staying there,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
it's doing very well.
Oh, really great.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
yeah, so.
What does mixed mean?
It's a lounge of, he's doing food and drinks. He owns 7 restaurants now, so.
What are the,
Flavor, Ozzy in Media.
okay.
Thai Cuckoo in Newtown
Edgemont.
Square.
Yeah, Edgemont, mhm.
Parker's Prime in Newtown
I
Square.
guarantee you college kids are gonna steal that all.
It'll be quite well attached. They'll have to get up
Good
there.
idea.
Okay. Okay, so why don't you just walk us through the sign now? First of all, this is what was in our packet. You're proposing to change from this.
Yes,
Okay.
to channel letters.
All right, so we're getting rid of this.
There were channel letters that said Maya, if you need to see what was there before. I do
Right.
have a picture of
Yep.
it here for you. And so they were, I believe the landlord had an issue with the previous
was there.
proposal, so he wanted just channel letters there. So these are channel letters where the dot on the I is an olive.
You know,
Okay.
going to court if we didn't. Plus
And
we
it will replace, it is on a raceway. The raceway
Does the
we're
post office.
proposing is silver so that it's not seen very much because the background behind it is silver. So
Okay.
the
I see.
raceway
All
we
right.
were doing in
These
silver.
channel letters, how thick are they? 'Cause it looks flat.
Oh, yeah, it's not flat, though. I don't actually know the full dimension of them, but they have LEDs in them, so they are, they do have
4
dimension.
inches kind of thing, maybe?
Yeah, it's about 4 inches.
And the face is translucent.
Translucent, yep. It
And
has
what's the si- what are
translucent
the
Glass
vinyl.
sides?
sides.
The sides are,
The sides are not translucent. The
They're metal?
light does not come through the sides. The
Okay.
sides are,
Okay.
what color are they?
the sides, I believe, are silver. If you need to know that, I can certainly find out the sides of them.
And is
We-
the olive flat also?
The olive is going to be illuminated also,
And
so
flat.
it will have, it'll have sides to it as well.
So it's the same as the letters, basically?
Same as the letters, yep.
What's
We just
flat
made an
face?
unusual dot to the eye.
Yeah.
I'd prefer a garlic in mine.
Could you put that on there?
Okay.
There's no toothpick, right? You're supposed to use
No
your fingers
toothpick,
on it?
right, yeah. That would be really hard in a sign. Very challenging.
So the largest letters are 24 inches, but the Maya letters were 24, and when we approved that, there was this extenuating circumstance with a lawsuit and da-da-da-da-da, plus you don't even see the Maya sign from the road, unless you're seeing it obliquely behind the post office.
It's pretty far back there.
So
Yeah.
personally, I
So
think
at
we're in
night,
the-
is it yellow at night?
Yes,
we're in the same world as we were, I think, so.
Will the olive glow green?
it will,
Red?
it will. You don't get light through green quite as well as some other colors, so it'll show through the yellow a little bit
Use a
stronger.
lighter
But
green.
So, yeah, we'll do our best to
Well, you
get
have
the
to
light
decide
through
if
that.
it's a Spanish olive.
Translucent vinyls are only available in some
And is the
colors.
channel, or the box, the raceway,
The
is that
raceway.
silver as well?
Yeah, we can make the raceway any
No,
color
no.
because we paint it, but
Yeah.
we were proposing silver because the area it's being mounted on
Right.
is silver, and we
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
it's
It'll
viewed.
blend better
It'll
with
blend
that.
better.
Okay.
Will you be coming in for, are you going to be installing on the monument sign?
Yeah, I was thinking he did the monument sign when he did the other ones, so
No, Ozzy was approved, and Ozzy's
Ozzy
there.
was approved, okay.
So just remind Mr. Sambun Song
Sambun Song.
that,
Okay.
that if he wants, just come on back. And so I think the board needs to take a close look at that. Like Jim mentioned earlier, those signs are really competing with each other, and especially this yellow one will be.
Yeah. They're pretty
So I
wide.
just want to make sure that he's aware and you're aware that if you want to install one on there, just come on back in, please.
Okay.
Okay?
I think we should also point out that, I mean, these are very large letters, and it's a very short sign, very short word. If this word was not 4 letters, but 8 letters long, I think we'd be talking about size.
Yeah,
Sure,
Yeah.
true.
sorry.
But I think it's good to point that out for future applicants, that,
Right.
and also the location, visibility from the street is none, probably. I mean, except as you said.
No, it's not visible from a public
Right.
right-of-way, really.
So, and it's not in the heart of Wayne.
Right.
Right, yeah, it's a tough spot back there, because to see it
Well, if they
from
make good
30.
martinis, everybody will know where it is.
Right, hopefully.
Okay. All right, any other comments?
So we can approve it?
Nope.
Okay, I'll make a motion that DRB 10-03 for the mixed bar and restaurant at 789 East Lancaster Avenue be approved as submitted.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and the last item on the agenda, is discussion with Mr. Riley on Enke Park fence signs.
Label.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi.
Pardon me. I guess Tom Blumstrom sent out the attachment to this agenda.
Tell us who you are.
Oh, sorry. I'm Jim Riley, current president of Radnor Wayne Little League.
Oh,
Lifetime resident, also played Little League here.
good.
And the township this year suggested that we can try to do signs on the outfield fences to raise money both for our league and also for the township. So
Do you know what, could you, I think if you speak into the mic, people at home, if they're watching, you know, I don't know, sometimes they want to hear what,
Okay,
this is an important subject.
all right. Does
I
any-
think it's not a bad idea. My opinion, it's a matter of taste and what the signs look like. And if they're tastefully done, I've seen outfield signs that are very attractive in the community.
Well, can
I've
you,
also
can
seen
you,
a lot of-
before we start to opine on it, let's
Okay.
find out what it is that he wants.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we all had our.
Yeah,
But the people watching don't have it.
yeah,
Oh, I see. Okay.
and I can just go through this, and this is kind of a proposal between Radnor Wayne Little League and the township for the signs on the outfield fences. And similar signs and same size that they use at other little leagues on their outfield fences. I contacted a company that makes these signs for both Newtown Edgemont and Berwyn Paoli. It's the same company. So it's just using them as a reference. But Radnor Township would require a license fee of $2,000 for a field, times 2 fields would be a total of $4,000 for the year. Radnor Wayne Little League would seek business sponsors for advertisements for the signs, seeking to sell 10 signs per field at $500 each, with an estimated cost, I had 110, it's probably closer to $100 a sign. Radnor Wayne Little League would not enter into the agreement unless they could generate enough revenue to break even. Radnor Wayne Little League would keep all contributions beyond the required license fee. Durations of the sign, the season starts for the kids March 15th, and it would end, the farthest it could go is like the middle of August, which is the World Series for Little League. But it's roughly March to August. Radnor Wayne Little League would seek donors and sponsors of teams at any level in Little League program that would be motivated by the single objective of making a worthwhile community donation. Personal or business gain should have little part in their thinking. The sole aim should be to assist youth and help make their community a better place in which to live. And there's sponsorships besides these signs. We have sponsors and people donate money. The signs are a little bit different, and I'll go through that at the bottom. The signs themselves, it says 32-inch by 42-inch. I talked to the company today. They said it's 32 by 48-inch. The billboard would be a custom-made. The company that I talked to was Signorama on Westchester Pike, who makes these signs. The sign would be white background for best viewing and reading distance. And when they had this advertised, they used to do just 3-color. Now they can do a full color printing on the sign itself. Some may just want 2 colors or 3 colors, but they can do a full color.
Is that what you guys are proposing, to allow full colors?
Yeah, I think some companies probably want to match whatever they have, their business colors or logos. And I have some samples here which I can show you guys. The design would include text, logo, and other graphics as provided by the company. Please note that many leagues use outfield fences signs to generate additional revenues and recognize sponsors. The signs permitted would follow local laws and ordinances. The name of the business must not imply the sale of use of alcohol or tobacco or any product or activity not in keeping with Little League, Radnor Wayne Little League, or Radnor Township standards. For clarification, Joe's Grocery Store would be acceptable even if the store sold tobacco or alcohol products. However, Joe's Discount Cigarette Outlet would not be acceptable. Also, the name of the business must not offend community standards. This is a decision and leadership Radnor Wayne Little League with approval of Radnor Township. The ultimate authority in the signs and whether they are permitted based on content is Radnor Township. Sponsorship does not give the sponsor any rights in the operation of any team or Radnor Wayne Little League. Radnor Township Parks and Rec Board unanimously approved the proposal 11/12/09 and requested the proposal be reviewed by Design Review Board. Also, I mailed a letter of this proposal to the 3 neighbors right across the street to let them know. I haven't heard back, but it doesn't mean that they didn't see it or don't like it or do like it, I don't know.
How I assume that the signs are intended to go at the back arc of the outfield, is that correct?
Yes,
Do you know roughly how many feet the back arc encompasses?
314.
300, the arc is 314 along that fence, and so this is 40 feet of linear sign.
Total,
That you're, if you sell 10.
right.
Which is what
Right.
you're saying you're gonna limit yourself to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So was your idea that the signs would be spaced evenly, or where would they be?
Yeah,
in the
we would
out-
try to make it symmetric going across.
And really, from the street, you're really only gonna see the signs that are on, I forget if that's Enki A or, is that A that's on
Yeah.
the street?
Yeah, A.
Yeah.
Which is named after Charlie Park.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love it. Did he to see the ump at your games?
He was not. I played with his son.
Oh, yeah.
And the signs, how high is the fence? Is it
Yeah, the fence,
48 or 36 or?
the fence is this high. and
42.
It's covered with that yellow safety plastic to
Right.
guard the top of the fence. It goes all the way around the perimeter.
So this would be below the yellow?
It'd be below the yellow.
Okay.
But they are metal cyclone fences.
Mhm.
So, and when I talked to the company, they make these out of white. So if you're in the infield, you can see the sign. The backside would be white. And I asked, could that be a different color, green or brown or something, to blend in? I don't know if people just want to look at a white background.
Right. What
Or
color is the
not.
fence? Is it just anodized, or is there?
I think it's
coating
green.
on
It's
it?
either green or metal.
Yeah, it's green and starting to rust.
So it has probably the green coating on it or something?
Yes,
But I'm just, on the front field, it's on the outfield fence,
right,
10 signs facing home plate.
right.
Is white gonna be a problem with kids
With the
hitting a
ball.
ball if there's one dead
Oh,
on?
right, yeah, so if you're a batter, like you don't want signs out right at center field, because
Right.
when the ball's coming in, it'll,
Yeah.
so that section would stay.
Would not have it, okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't
Okay.
have it.
Gotcha.
And given your 3-color thing, my guess is there's not gonna be a whole lot of white facing the batters.
Right, it all depends if what the person does.
Right.
And I'll show you these.
That was one of my
samples.
questions. Would we be approving the signs after the designs are submitted? Well, or,
I think that would be a
I
little
think that would be a
bit
little
much.
crazy. Yeah.
But I think your point is a good one about what color should the back of the sign be?
Mhm.
And my other question was gonna be, what method of attachment is it gonna be?
Grommets in the corners,
That go through the fence, and
Through the fence and just
what am I gonna
ti-
see on the back side of the fence?
ties it up. I think we'll just use, like those black ties to tie it up. And it's the same thing that's tying down the yellow.
Oh, just a metal
safety.
twist, you're saying?
Yeah, the plastic
This
ones.
plastic twist
go
that you
through.
just pull through, you stick it through and pull it tight?
Right.
Yeah, like you use for goals or something?
Those are strong enough
Stringing
to-
goals, yeah.
Yeah,
To deal with the winds and all
Probably
that
just
good stuff.
plastic.
Yeah, you'll do 4, right? 4 corners?
right, the
Mhm.
4 corners.
How
And you
many
can
will
get
there
thicker
be?
ones.
How many signs?
10.
We're shooting for 10 on each.
For field. So let me just get this straight. Radnor, the Little League would pay the township the 4,000.
Yeah.
And then you get anything over the 4,000. If you
Right.
sell 20,
Yeah, we just
Okay.
have to hit the break even.
but that, you guys pay the license fee, not the sign people,
Right.
or not
What about the cost for producing the sign? Does that come out of the advertiser's $500, or does the advertiser pay?
Yeah, they pay 500.
Plus the 110 for their sign?
No, the $100 is coming out of the 500.
Okay,
Oh, it is, okay.
all right.
And then,
And,
so some places the following year may only charge them $400.
because if you
the
reuse
cost.
your sign,
Right.
is Radnor Wayne Little League going to oversee the production of signs? That sounds like yes.
Yes,
Okay.
we have somebody who volunteered for that.
Okay, great, so DRB doesn't have to.
Right.
Yeah, if they're all uniform in size and presented properly, it's not unattractive. It's when they're haphazard and scattered.
Right.
Especially if you're going to take them down, they're not going to stay there for a long time where they can,
It's for the season.
Yeah.
For the season, yeah, but I mean, think, some like colors, like, I wouldn't want any like neon colors, like,
Right.
yeah.
you know.
And
So just
honestly, I don't know if
distracting
it says it
stuff.
explicitly here, but we should, if we make a recommendation to approve this, I mean, we're not asking for our approval, they want us to be reviewed. We would maybe want your license agreement to stipulate that it really is only the outfield fences.
Right,
Because if you sell 7 of them, and then you need to sell the other 3, and somebody comes along and says, well, I'll buy one if I can put it behind the dugout on
Right.
Oh, yeah.
on the avenue.
Yeah, this is outfield fences below the yellow.
Right, okay.
Now,
What's your confidence level in selling the 10 per field?
I think it's good.
It's good,
I mean,
right? 'Cause you're
people-
not, I mean, I'm just looking at the math here, you're really not making very much money.
I know.
No, and this is almost like a trial thing, and I don't know if the township will allow, like, Newtown, Edgemont, and Berwyn, Paoli, they have signs all the way across, except for center field, but they have it all the way across, and I think they have 30 signs on theirs. So that might be a future, in the
Right.
future.
Can we return to the back color? If you change the color of the back of the signs from white to, say, a dark green, or even a dark brown, is that gonna change the price of these signs?
$10 more. That's what he
think that would
said.
look
to me.
better.
I think that that's something.
Because like the wood mode sign here looks, see the wood mode?
Where's the wood mode sign?
Down, fifth row down, second from the right. It has like a green background or something.
Oh, yeah, that stands out nicely.
Yeah, I think each sign ought to have its own character.
Oh, this one.
No, we're talking about the backs now. There's
Talk
nothing
about the
on
background, instead of being white.
Because that's what you're gonna see.
It actually looks classier anyway.
Oh, you mean-
Regardless,
So you
of-
could- The front could still be white, right?
Well, you're only gonna see
Yeah,
that when you
yeah.
approach the field from the, well, like the parking area and you walk across the field, right?
yeah,
You're not gonna
I
see
don't know
that.
if that,
Maybe
well,
you'll
here's
see
the,
it-
maybe the problem with that, if you allow, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, no, it's all right.
If you allow people to do that, and then like here's Cavullo Car Repair, that's, their logo is that yellow sign.
I don't think I'm making myself clear.
The back side of the
The
sign.
front of the sign, as
Oh,
far as
okay,
I'm
I'm
concerned,
sorry.
could be anything,
Oh,
could be
okay.
purple.
You
I
mean
don't
the
care.
back of the sign?
Oh,
We're
right.
talking about, is it like a picket fence or cyclone fence?
It's a
Right, it's a
cyclone.
Cyclone
cyclone,
fence.
Why
right.
can't it be green?
The back of the sign?
It-
It's
it-
still gonna be a
apparently
solid,
it can be
opaque.
some other color.
It's not like you're gonna be seeing this,
No,
the,
the fence.
If it's white, it's gonna stick out and you're
fence is
gonna really see it.
arbitrary, which all the signs hang. So-
Right.
But the fence is the fence, they're not changing the fence.
Right, and that's gonna be what, green?
It already is.
Yeah, but it's
It's
green.
green
cyclone.
vinyl, green vinyl on, yeah,
Yeah,
green
green
vinyl. sign.
vinyl on
I
steel.
might
But
be
you can
missing
see-
something,
you
but I
can
don't
see
think it's a
through the-
huge issue. Where's,
Well,
where you see
it would be a huge issue. You're gonna see right through the fence, which is a green coated
Yes.
wire stock, and you're gonna see the back of these signs, and they're basically 4x8, they're big.
I got you, but you're gonna.
But the front
so when you're
field, you'll never
driving
see the
along-
back of
You
it.
never see the
You
back
only
of the
see the
fence on the
ones on
front
the-
field.
Well, I don't know who's down the hill and across the stream there. I mean, are there people that can look up and see the backside of these signs? And
Yeah.
if there are, it's easy, for $10, if they can mute the color from being,
White.
Maybe
White.
right field, can you see
Maybe
something
green.
on, because I'm thinking
Right,
you're really,
right.
Yeah, on the far field,
green or.
you mean on
people-
Enki B,
yeah, on Anki B, the people from
from the
from the
apartments?
golf place could see it. I
Yeah,
mean, the
but
golf
that's
club.
all.
Why can't the back of the sign?
We don't worry about the golfers.
They can,
They can.
yeah.
But the extra $10, I just don't think it's,
Then you'll see it.
Well, is there a sight line to the backside of the signs?
No.
From nowhere? I mean, from
Yeah.
nobody's gonna see it, so you're
Oh, no,
wasting 10
sorry,
bucks.
say that again. Sight line,
To the backside of the signs, once they're mounted up there, is somebody gonna look out their window and say, I don't wanna see all those white backs of these signs?
yeah, on Anki A, when people come down Ivan, yeah, they're
You're
gonna
gonna
see,
see
you're
it,
gonna
right?
see it on the right field fence.
on right, yeah, on right
Yeah.
field.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, near like the.
No, they're not gonna be along the baseline, they're gonna be,
Yeah, just on the outfield,
so when you will see like 4 of them there, 4 white placards,
Yeah.
it'll look like blank.
yeah, but if we make it green or grass green or, I
Yeah.
don't know, something.
Some just darker color that it doesn't stick
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
do that and charge them $10 more.
Yeah, yeah, and they're getting a better field anyway.
Okay,
That's what I would
All right.
recommend.
all right, yeah, I think that's a good
Tone
idea.
that down, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I think we're there.
Yeah, I'm only concerned about the busyness of each sign, but maybe these all look, they're busy, and maybe that's what you see at Little League. I mean, I've spent a lot of time at Little League fields, I guess this is kind of what I
Well, that's the-
remember.
Well, it's what you see at every
Yeah.
American ballpark.
Exactly,
back in the
and
day.
I like that.
I think the different signs make it.
Interesting.
colorful.
It's Americana.
Yeah, that's what most people say. I mean, most fields have the signs. And they
Yeah.
have signs, if you hit the sign, you get a.
Yeah, the fields on Bishop Hall Road have
Free suit.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
free
getting a
suit would
sign.
be good.
I know, 500, I might.
I'm thinking about it. If you hit the mouth on the dental sign,
If
we,
you put it through the hole.
that's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
Crack a teeth,
Yeah,
running,
crack a
tooth
tooth.
running to second base. Call.
Definitely call Joe.
Call Joe. Okay. Do we make some sort of motion about this, Matt, or we do? Okay.
That's fine.
All right. So this doesn't have an agenda number, but regarding the Inky Park proposed fence signs, Radnor Wayne Little League, and their licensing agreement a proposal with the township. Well, I can't make the motion, so.
Well, before we make even the motion, how did you come up with 10 as a number?
The township did.
You didn't, they did, okay. Yeah, my only comment on that side is it doesn't seem like you're making enough money. I mean, it's a lot of effort to go through it, and you're not really making very much money on it.
Right.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
trial balloon.
We'll make as much as they're making,
Right.
basically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that's a nice little piece of change for the Radnor Wayne Little League that they never had before.
Buy
Right.
some extra
Yeah.
baseballs, I guess.
Well, you don't allow sponsors on shirts, do you yet? Do you have the sponsors
No,
on?
we have sponsors for the book,
Yeah.
and we can put sponsors on the website, which is basically the ones for the book we put on the
Mhm.
website.
Okay. Do you want to make a
Yeah, to
motion?
do
All
the
right,
shirt,
well,
do the shirts
I
takes
guess
too long.
by way of
Oh.
memorializing the discussion then, I'll make a motion that the Design Review Board finds that, number one, we think it's a great idea. Perhaps if it's successful, the number can be increased, I think everybody agrees, from
Mhm.
10 to some
Mhm.
larger number that's proportionally spaced, and hopefully you'd come back and talk to us about what a maximum
Well,
might
it's
be.
a township decision.
Well,
Right.
but we're, they're
Well,
asking our
they're asking
opinion.
our opinion.
So
Yeah.
let's give it.
So
Well, the
we're giving it to
town
them. Right now, there's 40 feet of sign on, you said was it 300?
314. It's pi,
Yeah.
314.
So, the second point is, I think that the signs, we, as a board, discussed having the backside of the sign be a darker color, either dark green or a brown or something that makes them fade away a little bit
Mhm.
from view. And, other than that, I think, we think that it's great, and, good luck.
Yay.
Okay. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
That's great.
See you. Take care. So is there any more business before the board? If not,
Look at, oh,
if not, can somebody make a message? Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
All in
Second.
favor?
Second. Aye.
Second? All in
Aye.
favor? Aye. Thank you.